Let's just did breaking news. No more bullshit. No more bullshit.
No bullshit.
Stop the bullshit. No more bullshit.
Too much bullshit.
It's been a fucking week of bullshit. I'm sorry about the swearing. I know maybe your kids will listen. I told myself I'm going to do it. But how insane has this news cycle been, at least personally? Let me do it this way. Let me start off by saying Facebook Live is sponsored by Luke Nowacki. I'm going to tell you. Luke Nowacki is the financial advisor. If you need one, you go see Luke, 248-663-4748. Let me do this one. Grow your assets, your annuities, your individual retirement accounts, your college savings plans, your stocks, your bonds. The market's down. It's an opportunity, right?
Time to make some money.
Securities and investment advisory service offered through Royal Alliance Associates, member FINRA SIPC, is separately owned, and other entities and our marketing names, products, or services referenced here are independent of Royal Alliance Associates, Inc. Now, here's the thing. I went to a fundraiser with Luke, right?
Just recently?
Yeah, like this week.
All right.
And it was like Salvation Army, their bread and bed radiothon coming up.
Oh.
Right? Started by Dick Purton.
Right.
They feed a lot of people. Salvation Army is a great
organization.
It's a great organization, right?
Yeah, they help a lot of people.
And it's cool, and it's people doing all right, you know? People like Luke, me, and just trying to help their fellow man. Just trying to get people fed, and, you know,
that's the name of the game.
Clothed. It's cold out. So, you're going to have to look at me today, Bob, because Karen ain't here. All right, we're going to have to talk, because I'm not going to sit in a fucking basement. And
I'm here with you, bro.
Joey's sick over there, and he doesn't talk anyway. Hey, Joe. There he is. So, lo and behold, I get a photograph of a guy in Corktown.
Oh, yeah.
Who's hanging dead out of a window, half dead. His legs are hanging out. I don't know if we have a picture of it here. I'll explain my reasoning. And it's still unclear. It's unclear exactly what happened to the man. You could see there. His friends, he's a heavy drinker, this guy, an ex-vet, I'm told. Okay?
Yeah.
What you're seeing, folks, if you're listening and not watching, is there's a man going into those swinging glass pane windows, and he's half in, half out. Looks like he cut it. Just screw it, guys. Just screw it. Taking me out of my thing here. I don't like the dicking around. I don't know how radio works, but I just want to talk over here.
Right.
You put the people out there.
It's a guy hanging out of a window. If you can't see this or you're listening to it and you're not on Facebook Live,
you just see his legs.
All you do is you see his legs, and there's a window that's half open, and seems like he's crawling through, trying to get in, but he's just there.
Yeah,
and he's dead.
Yeah, half his body's inside, half his body's out. So that's what you wake up to in Corktown. Now, the police are investigating. It could be the man was just cold and trying to find a place. Could be he was breaking in, right? And another theory is he was allowed to stay there by the landlord because the landlord had a kind heart. But what this did for me is it took me back to the evening with Luke, right? And it took me back to 2009 when there was a frozen man. We're showing you this now if you're listening and not watching. The frozen man in the elevator shaft near the train station, not too far from where our guy this week was found. His body's under ice, and his legs are sticking out of the ice. And if you notice, they're actually fluffed up on a pillow there that's also frozen in the ice. Now, people knew...
This is when you just got back into town.
Yeah, maybe a year.
Yeah.
It was deathly cold like it was the other night. And I just thought about it, and I saw the picture, and I made a few calls. And I just put it on Facebook. Because, you know...
The current pic.
Yeah.
Right.
I didn't intend it to be a story or, well reported. I thought I wrote it because I know people watch. I know the media looks at it a lot.
Sure.
And I wrote, This man was trying to get out of the fangs of the Detroit cold, his friends say. It appears he punctured an artery on the glass pane. Homicide is also investigating as a possible break-in. Whatever the case, it's worth remembering that homelessness and poverty are very real.
Yeah. And have real consequences.
What does that mean?
It means if you're not homeless, you're not trying to get into a building to get out of the cold. Like if he had a home, he probably wouldn't have done this.
Even if that is his home and he's marginal and he's left his keys in there, you know what I mean? I don't know if that's industrial or not. Right. But he's a guy on hard times.
Yeah.
And it just takes me back to my childhood. This is my sister, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like on hard times. When you're, look, let me put it this way. So there was a lot of reaction, okay? This was beautiful.
There was a lot of reaction.
Yeah, there sure was. Let me move this. A guy posted this. It was beautiful. See if I brought it. His name's Michael Rowan, okay? And here's what Michael shared with all of us. My long-estranged father was homeless on those streets for some time because of drug problems, but he never lost his basic decency. He swears he saw an angel one time. Remembered seeing a man walking by and being so hungry he thought I could rob him and eat, but his morality wouldn't let him do it. 5 minutes later, the man came back and gave him a bag of food from McDonald's with $20 in it. About a year later, he was clean, working, and we reconnected. I had no idea where he was. If all we see in people before the labels we so much love to attach to them, like bum, racial, religious, or sexual epithets, the world could be a much better place.
Yeah, no
and that's
shit.
true. Then on the other side, and there are many sides in life, a guy says something to the effect of, why do you enable this? Why do you say it's a societal problem, and if we just, basically threw up Taj Mahals for bums and drug addicts and poor people, that would solve anything? Okay, it's I get what he's saying. Look.
It wouldn't solve it, but it would give them a place to live.
Yeah, but too many of us, including me, I'm not interested in really giving a person a place to live. Like this is Sweden. No, you have to create a own place for your family and yourself. But having said that, see, that's why I'm just somewhere in the middle of this great thing called life, and I'll respect everybody as long as we're not screaming about this. I would like remembering my sister, remembering this guy, remembering Johnny Dollar in that elevator shaft. There comes a time, and they come quite often in people like this life, people that are our brothers and sisters and fathers and grandfathers, where there's a moment of clarity, when it's cold and you got no place to go and there's no more booze to drink or there's nothing to smoke. And you just say to yourself, I got to get out of this life. When that moment of clarity comes, yes, I'm willing to pay for some place for them to go, to be warm, to get some help, to get some food, to get in a program. And many times people...
To restart their life.
Yeah, and my sister did it many, many times. And would get sad and fall back into it. But I'm willing to do that. So what's interesting, because, we've kind of been beefing with the media lately, is I wake up today, Joey, and that post of mine is in the newspaper.
Yeah.
Nobody bothered to call me. I mean, thank you for bringing attention to it, right? Which is, I guess, why I wanted. I know some people think, well, dude, that's, what's the word I'm looking for, Bob?
Self-aggrandizing?
No, like sensationalizing.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
The reason I'm on the record, I say you need to see what the reality of life is when they're starting to train us all like seals to sit on the couch and watch them screw with our minds and forget
and just let it go by.
What real life is like.
Yeah.
Think of that man's last minutes.
Yeah.
I feel for him, no matter what. Even if he's like poor or high on, he's trying to rob, and at least you should all look, that's Corktown. Somebody trying to get in the building. It hasn't much changed for people. The buildings downtown look better, but do the people of our community look better? You get what I'm saying here?
I get what you're saying, and it's such a sad photo.
Yeah, it's real.
It's real, but it's sad because he was looking for something, whether it be just a warm place to curl up and get some rest, or maybe get some food, or get out of the snow, whatever it was. He was looking for something, didn't find it.
Yeah, oh, the phone's ringing. I forgot to turn it off. You could tell he's not a rich man, right?
Right. Oh no,
we know his friends know he's drinking, and that's how he goes. But it does just bring up, what about the less fortunate of us, which most of us, half of us at least in America, are that paycheck away.
But for the grace of God, we all go.
For the grace of like a good stock market.
Yeah.
I wonder if God's paying attention to it.
Well, not even a good stock market, just getting a paycheck this week.
Right.
You
I
know?
want everybody to know I care about you.
Yeah.
I'm doing that. So I don't, but then I wake up and I'm like, I never got a call. There's no call. I can give you the guy that sent me the photo, right? I can tell you which cops to call. I'm not using Facebook as a news site, but news sites are using my Facebook as a cheat sheet, and I'm not self-aggrandizing here. I'm asking you to go do your job. Like, no newspaper people were out there because they don't cover the streets anymore.
Well, they don't have them.
There is no...
They don't have the reporters anymore.
Yes, you do. But we're all running around the press conferences, eating what they're telling us and spitting it out, and then it turns out not to be true.
Yeah.
So here's what I suggest. If you want to touch homeless, go from that. Go from, what did we do with the mentally ill in this state? We shut the hospitals, right?
Well, and they end up in jail, and there ain't no services for them.
Watch. Let's do this cleanly, because what I just write about, the conditions at the Wayne County Jail.
Yeah.
The Wayne County Jail is the biggest mental health facility, believe it or not,
In Wayne County.
in the state.
In the state.
One third of the inmates
Have mental illness.
have mental illness. 1/3. Now we know it's a fetid pit. Rats, black mold, overcrowding, standing water. Never had a health inspection. We also know that the governor and her blue ribbon panel recently released a report, and a good report, about what we need to do in Michigan about our
Mental health.
No, our jails. Real quick. Some of the findings at the Wayne County Jail. The most common charges were misdemeanor driving offenses, felony assaults,
That had people in jail.
and child support violations. That could be anybody. Next, more than 10% of the jail admissions were for probation violations with no new criminal charge filed. Not parole violation. Not it's like you didn't go see your probation officer.
New criminal violations.
You all might think they belong in jail. We can talk about it. But driving offenses, child support, garnish the check. Felonies accounted for about half the admissions, and they belong in jail.
Sure.
And more than 3/4 of the jail population on any given day. Black people represented about 40% of the county population, but 70% of those detained in jail on any given day. We got some issues.
Yeah.
But this offers nothing, the report. It's not clear to me if anybody on the Blue Ribbon Commission even stepped foot in the jail. That's been under court supervision for health issues for 4 decades. I just said that right.
I thought Bob Ficano was going to change it because he started a new jail.
Well, and then that one fell apart.
Yeah.
And then we got a new jail coming that's over budget.
Right.
And nobody knows what the mental health component is going to be in there, what it's going to look like.
It'll probably be the same as what it is now.
Well, we don't
Nothing.
know. We're not told.
Well,
We had the
that's true.
chief on last week, did we not?
Yes, we did.
Did we ask him if they asked for your input? Did we ask him that?
We did.
What did he say?
Said no.
No.
Yeah, I know. They
Did you
didn't
go
ask-
to Cook County,
Right.
where we went?
Which is Chicago.
The largest jail system
in America.
In America, where they've got the mental health intake. They've got thousands of people with mental health problems. Did we go there to ask them? We did not.
Yeah.
This is not serious. So when I call you governor...
Oh, it's serious. Seriously wrong, the way they're addressing it.
Now, why do you care in, let's say, Oakland County? You should care in Wayne County. That's yours. Oakland County?
Well, you know why I care in Oakland County? Because I live in White Lake. Because I'm paying for it. I had this discussion with a coworker the other day, and our taxes are going up because we're funding jail projects that are going to Wayne County.
Yes.
You know?
Your water bill. You're on a well, but your water bill's going to Flint.
Right.
We got to get together.
It doesn't make any sense.
And cribbing off Facebook's not what I had in mind.
And you're not helping the people who you propose to be helping.
Right.
You know, I mean, they're, like you say, mental health issues and treatment for that is one aspect of people who are incarcerated. But you're talking about all the people who are jailed on misdemeanor traffic violations?
That's right, Bob. You didn't know that.
Break.
You didn't know that. You know what?
I didn't know that.
You know what? That data is not available to reporters.
Well, and you know what?
Hold on.
And the thing of it is, hold on, let me
Or you
just
go
say,
off on a freaking tangent.
No, I'm just saying. But you know what? I don't worry about that because as a white guy, if I get pulled over and get a misdemeanor traffic violation, I don't give a shit. I know I'm not going to jail over that.
I don't know. See, I don't know what white world you're from. You've never been in Wayne County Jail? I've been in Wayne County Jail.
I've never been in Wayne County Jail.
Oh, we had to drink out of the fucking toilet.
Yeah, I have not done
Yeah,
that.
I don't know.
I've been in Oakland County Jail.
Again, I'll say it again. White guys from a certain level in this country bang up on that shit.
Sure.
And if you're driving around and, God forbid, something with your motor vehicle and you had some drinks, you're going there. They're not going to hold you in Oakland County. And if you ever been in that jail, that ain't no picnic either, dude.
No, it's not.
It's dudes sleeping on the floor.
Yeah.
And we're paying for it. Let's go back. White man. Because 70% of the people in Wayne County Jail on any given day are black.
Sure.
What's 100 minus 70?
30.
Get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you should care. I mean, even if you don't care about your fellow man, you're scared for yourself. We're going to have Bill Goodman on, the lawyer representing the inmates. He's been suing the county since 1971.
How's that working out for him?
Well, we're going to have him on.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me get it back to mental health, though. So we got a blue ribbon commission. It's unclear if any commissioners actually did anything but data, folks. What they did not know or did not tell us in the report is there's a federal investigation, Department of Justice, into the Wayne County jails for lack of mental health care after 8 people killed themselves in a 13-month period.
Wow.
Okay, so what am I saying here? What am I doing? What am I doing as not a liberal, not a conservative? I'm just a guy who tries to love. I pay my taxes, and I'm sick of shit not going where it's supposed to go.
Yeah.
Democrats and Republicans. All of them. All of them.
Yeah, they're all screwing the pooch.
Dude. Been a decade here. So, you're not aware?
Decades.
You're not aware of that? We're all sitting around at the university. I'll tell you what an important piece of work we did there. You missed everything. Right. Okay, the question is, what are you going to do today while this new jail
that
we don't know anything about,
right,
and I don't have much faith. Remember what we're reporting.
Well, we know it's costing us $500 million.
No, it's $100 million over budget already. We forgot to put in a power source. We didn't have a water source. They haven't budgeted for the sewers.
They haven't budgeted for the interest.
Or the telecommunications.
Right.
Now go ahead.
Right. It's over budget, and it hasn't even fucking laid a brick.
And we don't know where some of the infrastructure's coming from, and you won't tell us. Look, they say poverty's down a little bit. They say homelessness is down a little bit. Good. Okay. Not enough. Detroit is still has 3 times the poverty rate of the average American city. 3 times.
Wow.
Okay, now when we see this stuff, and I know you all out there are good people. I know you are. I know you are. But what are we going to do when we're confronted with this? And we all wring our hands and say we got to do better. And it's really quite easy. We're not going to miraculously solve it. I'm not building a bum mahal, Bob.
Right.
I'm not paying for a grown man to eat the rest of his life. But I will help him.
Sure.
Right? Because it's the right thing to do.
It is the right thing.
And it helps my community.
People fall on hard times. Give them a lift up. You know? Then they get on their way and go.
And why do we keep we keep getting robbed.
Well, we do keep getting robbed. There's no question about that. I just think it's because we've got corrupt politicians who are giving the nod to special interests. I got this group here that will help feed the homeless, and they're giving you a.
It's a little more clever than that, and everybody's starting to figure out. Here's the deal: governor's Democrat, right? Attorney General's a Democrat. The mayor's a Democrat. The county executive's a Democrat, right? The sheriff's a Democrat.
State legislature's Republican.
And before, you people going libtard and, Democrats and stuff, we had the Republican governor, It's a little party. We do the talking, but when the money, trust me, when the money gets to the coffers, we ain't getting to see it.
No.
And I think you all know my and Bob's work for many years. In fact, you can see it today in the Free Press, I guess.
Yeah.
It doesn't get where it's supposed to go. And we get in this shit. So I don't know if he was a thief, a homeless, trying to get in there. The guy's down on his heels, man. And, again, I can't adopt everybody and have them move in my house. I'm not even having Joey in my house. For dinner, yes. But we smoke at the table, Joey. So, do me a favor. Give me Bill. Can you call Bill? Okay. And I just, want to thank our friends, sponsors, and my boss over there at American Coney Island. Because when you say American Coney Island, you say Detroit. And by the way, these guys coming in and out the window, the deranged guys, I see them every day downtown. I become friends with them. They go to jail.
Well, and it's great that you become friends with them. But it's sad that you see them every day.
I see more of them now than ever.
Yeah.
I can't step around them. I won't.
No.
American Coney Island, the city's oldest family-run restaurant and birthplace of the famous Coney dog. Chili, mustard, and Vidalia onions. No ketchup, please. Come on, folks.
There ain't no thing on ketchup.
What are we, kids?
Yeah, nothing.
Downtown at the corner of Lafayette and Michigan Avenue. Can't miss it. It's there, the red, white, and blue building, shaped like a slice of pie. They got that too, fresh daily, perfect for your sporting event, holiday party, graduation. You can send a Coney kit, a dozen dogs with all the fixins, right to the front door, or you can cater. Go to AmericanConeyIsland.com or just go downtown.
And have yourself
open,
the best
24 hours
Coney.
a day, 7 days a week, 365. American Coney Island.
And the dogs snap.
What you stepping all over the commercial for?
I was adding to it.
You got a boner over there. You do love it there.
I do love American Coney Island, and anybody who loves hot dogs and Coney Island, that's where you need to go.
We got Billy? Awesome. Hey, you there, Bill?
Hello.
You there, Bill?
Yeah, here I am.
How are you, man?
Okay, good.
Thanks for being on No Bullshit News Hour. Everybody, this is Bill Goodman, just a dynamite attorney, been in Detroit forever. Bill, you represent blanket the inmates and detainees at the county jails, correct?
Yes, we do, Charlie.
And explain, how that works. What jails, who, and why?
Well, this is the oldest case that anyone I know has ever handled, but I'm sure there may be others, but this is really old. It goes back. We filed this case in 1971.
Time out. 1971.
71.
49 years ago.
Let me think now. Richard Nixon was in office, right?
That's right.
We
Yes,
were
he
in
was.
Vietnam. I was still shitting my pants. Holy Toledo. Okay,
Yep.
go on.
That's right. So, and that case has been going on since that time. Almost everyone I can think of who was part of the initial plaintiff's legal team has passed away. I guess I should knock on wood when I say that.
Think about this.
But that includes, huge giants in the Michigan legal community: Kenny Cockrell, Chuck Ravitz, Dick Scott, who was a circuit court judge, Neil Bush, a bunch of people. So now, and eventually the case...
Wait a minute, let's say what the case is.
The case was over conditions in the Wayne County Jail, which was one single building back at that time, or 1.5 buildings, really.
Okay.
In 1971. Over conditions, and the conditions were horrible. And I can give you a hair-raising description of some of it.
Well, just quickly, come on, we're doing radio, so
Well, okay.
Concision is our friend here.
There used to the cells in the old jail used to bunk 2 people. They'd routinely have 3, 4, sometimes 5 people in those cells. So that meant that you had 1, 2, or 3 mattresses on the floor. The plumbing in those places was always overrunning and never working. So the people who were sleeping on the floor were sleeping in wet and filthy conditions. Sewage, exactly. That was part of it. The food was not much better than the sewage that was washing up on the floor. The medical service was horrible and almost non-existent.
Okay, so you start that in 71. We got to change this. And by 1987, you finally enter into a corrective agreement.
We entered into a consent judgment, which was refined and revised over the years after that.
Over the years. So 16 years just to get a judge to say, okay. Now, since then, here we are in 2020. I think as I reported to you, how bad is it now?
Well, it's not good. It's bad. In Division 1, for example.
That's the big one downtown.
Which is the principal headquarters of the sheriff and the principal jail in downtown Detroit. There is mold everywhere.
Black mold.
Black mold.
Hold on, time out. Listen, because people think, hey, they're criminals. Black mold kills.
Black mold kills. It kills, and it's devastating in terms of health.
Well, and Charlie, to your point that you just made, yeah, they're criminals. They broke the law. They deserve to go to jail, whatever. I have no sympathy for that. But they're human beings. Okay. We don't treat human beings like that.
Well, let me go like this. Number 2, you're presumed to be innocent. Okay, number 3, there's something called the 8th Amendment. It's un-American, cruel and unusual punishment. It's against the law, right, Bill?
Well, technically, Charlie, this is my law professor coming out in me.
Go ahead, Professor.
Technically, the 8th Amendment only applies to convicted criminals. But the due process clause of the 14th Amendment,
applies to everyone.
Substantive due process, adopts the same standard. You cannot be deliberately indifferent to the health requirements and needs of persons over whom you control, whose lives you control.
Okay, right, so look, we got black mold, we got rats, we got roaches, we have standing water. Come on, Bob, hold on.
Piss poor food.
It's moldy food. They failed their fire inspection. There's rust. It's illegal. We're under a consent agreement, Bill. What the fuck is going on?
Well, what's going on is that theoretically they're building a new jail, but routinely we meet the defendants, the plaintiffs' lawyers. That's myself and Deborah Choley from Michigan Legal Services. Meet with the judge and try and raise all of these issues, and we get reports, and they're trying to fix this, and they're trying to fix that. The elevators aren't working. In hot weather, it's incredibly hot, and in
cold weather, it's incredibly cold.
That's right. I mean,
and inmates or detainees, have to defecate in front of each other. There's no privacy, and that's
right.
against the law.
And in front of there's absolutely no privacy. If you're in a 2-person cell, there's only one toilet. So
isn't there a state law like this? The Prevention of Rape in Incarceration Act or whatever it's called, right? That
I don't know
forbids
about that. That's interesting, Charlie. I didn't know about that.
I do some work, Bill, and here's what I'm going to say. Well, how can we wait? How can we wait?
We can't wait, because if we do, we're going to have a continuation of the same kinds of problems that we're having now. Terrible health problems, some suicides, sexual violation. That happens routinely in the jail, and we get complaints about it. Overlooked medical kites. All of these things are a problem, and so we're doubling down on our effort here to get the judge to move ahead with some hearings on some of the issues that are now going on.
Well, here's what I'm doing for you, because, Bill, I'm on it. Because, look, everything is a web, right? You have, that's the biggest facility in the state that holds mentally ill people, right? And the feds have come in there because of the spat of suicides.
That's true.
So, we started the show talking about, mental health, homelessness, and we can't wait for an overpriced jail 3 years from now that we don't even know what the mental health aspect or component is. We need something now. So I'll make you a promise. You need anything, you call me, and I'm going to call the governor. I called the governor when that report came out. Did anybody actually step foot in Wayne County Jail? Are you going to take any corrective action tomorrow? Because no, I'm not going to allow people to live like that. I pay too much money.
Thank you. On behalf of the Wayne County Jail inmates, I thank you for that.
I've been one.
Well,
I'm not a bad guy. It was just
you're not.
Just a young dope.
Sure. It happens, and it can happen to any one of us or any member of our family.
Absolutely.
That's right. So I'll be in touch. I will call you after we go through. We're planning on going through the jail soon.
Can I go?
I don't think you can be a part of the legal team, but I'll ask, okay?
Yeah, okay, man. Thank you, and keep up the good work. And don't die before we get this fixed. All right?
I'll work on it.
Okay, man.
We got to get this fixed.
Mazel,
okay.
Bill. Mazel.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Bye.
So, Joey, you a little bit? Like what? Did you hear that? It's state law. You can't have people living in a facility with black mold. You hear him?
No, you can't.
Well, now, I wanted to do that for the listener and the viewer because we'll get inmates now. I want to set up truly what's going on. And when the chief is here, and I say to the chief, thank God the police aren't doing more. I don't want to call police ineffective, right? You know what I mean? But if they could stop crime and we got the drunk drivers out and the child support deadbeats out of there, right? It'd be overflowing even more. And the jail can't handle it, and the courtroom can't handle it, and the prison system can't handle it. And yet, I don't know what I'm paying for.
Well, that's just it. And, and he made a very salient comment.
You're supposed to, you know how radio works. I say something, you don't go, that's just it. You're supposed to go, that's fucked up. No, we're smarter than that. We don't got to play those games.
We don't got to play those games. And that is just it. But as he said himself, that's not how it works. Once you're in, you get fucked.
No matter who you are.
No matter who you are.
Due process. Did you hear that too?
Right. And
listen,
but
bro.
For the grace of God, we all go.
Me and Bob, this is like having a drink with Bob. You never hear when I'm saying something. Did you hear what he said about the 8th Amendment? I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Cruel and unusual.
But it is cruel and unusual.
Yeah, but if you're incarcerated and not convicted, it's unclear if you're protected.
Care. Right. What is that?
Well, he's saying
so
you're
I'm waiting for the state to tell me whether I'm guilty or not, or I'm under. I don't get to get a fine cell to live in or decent meal.
Yeah. I'm not saying
that's what he's saying.
Again, everybody I know, jail is you don't want to go back to it.
No.
But, in America, You're supposed to leave it healthy.
Well, you're supposed to get 3 hots in a cot.
No, more than that.
Well, more than that, but I mean, at the bare minimum, you don't need to.
You don't need black mold, roaches, rashes. Oh, by the way, don't forget, deputies work there. Nurses work there.
Yeah.
Social workers are there. Maintenance people. They have to work in that.
In those conditions.
And they should not have to. And again, not a liberal. You know how much money's flowing through there? We lost $400 million on that failed jail.
Right.
While the elevators don't work on the jail we're using. It's against the law what they're doing.
Yeah.
And you get to pay. No.
But see, the thing of it is, no one's holding them accountable for breaking the law.
All right, let's hold them accountable right now. I called the governor's office asking, when I wrote it for DeadlineDetroit.com, right? Go in there. You can buy a sponsorship. I think it's $3 a month. Support some journalism.
Support some journalism.
It allows me to do that, to do this show, so we can do our news and everybody can follow it. I called the governor. I like to see her on TV. I like to watch her give the State of the Union rebuttal. I can't believe she opened up with, "We fixed the roads." That was weird.
And wrong.
I mean, all of us in Michigan kind of know.
And wrong.
That's kind of how the national politics and press treat us, like we're just glad to be there. No.
She's on her way to a vice presidency.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Okay. But I'd like to see you get something done here. And I'm not saying she's a failure. I'm saying you're struggling. The book's out on a legacy here. Can we get something? Can you lead? Because if you go to Washington, I think we all see what Washington's about. You're not going there to do anything you said you're going to do.
No, you're just going there to ride the wave.
If you could fix the damn roads, that would show you being able to get something done, which we need in America. So I called the governor's office. Did anybody dare set their loafer in the Wayne County Jail from the Blue Ribbon Commission? Did you see it? Did you do work? And what are we going to do today? You have the power in Lansing. So you can go on any...
Well, not only in Lansing, but in Wayne County, the Wayne County Commissioners. You run the damn jail. Have you gone to look at it?
Oh, dude.
I mean...
Here, let me do this. Hold on, let me do this. I will not pull any pants down. I'm on the phone. I'm not going to put any voice on.
Charlie's calling somebody right now. Who you calling,
Calling the governor's press person.
Calling the governor's press person. Everybody buckle up. This ought to be good.
Doesn't look like I'm going to get an answer.
And voicemail.
But as you know, here, I'm going to take it off. I don't want to give her info out.
And we can't see it on the...
As you know, I don't care. Okay, Bubba. Now she's going to give out her email and stuff,
Reach the
Bubba.
voicemail.
Yeah.
An email at Brown.
Okay. Oh, it's public. Screw it.
And Michigan is spelled out. Or you can leave a voicemail message, and I will return your call at my earliest convenience.
These are your responsive government officials. It's full.
Hear it, folks? She got the texts. Here's the thing, Tiffany. Here's the thing. You don't dodge. I think you know. Doesn't matter if you answer the questions or not. We, the 10,000s of voters that care about things, at least a responsive government, you have to clear us. Any of y'all want to win Michigan? You want the big chair? You got to answer us. No blowjob questions. I don't want to be invited to sit down and we practice the question beforehand. The question is, what are you going to do about the citizens living in fetid and illegal conditions? Because, Bob and Tiffany, we can't solve everything today. We cannot. I cannot solve homelessness. I cannot solve drug addiction. I cannot solve poverty. I cannot solve joblessness. But the shit that we're paying for, you're going to do right and you're going to do legally. What is wrong with that?
Well, and they can answer that,
Oh, yeah.
You can answer it.
No, you can.
If you don't have an answer, tell me you don't have an answer. But you're going to answer that.
No, dude. That's some bullshit. I'm not calling you bullshit. That's what we do in the media I'm the press. You're going to come up with an answer.
Right.
I'm not just there for an answer so I can put it on TV or, get a quote. No, we're going to keep going.
Well, but we keep asking questions. Put them on notice.
No. No. There's like a couple dozen of us. We go to press conferences. We do stuff like exclusive interview. No.
No, they don't answer any questions.
Look, the job is not to answer a question. The job is to bring up the issues so the people duly elected by the reader and viewership get what they ask for. We're to keep track of them and to make sure they're doing their job, not to answer a question.
Well, I'm not saying the media answers the question. I'm saying the politicians answer the question.
Okay, the politician answers the question.
Well,
it doesn't fix the problem. What you need to do is fix the problem and give us the assurance that you are, and we're going to watch you fix it.
Well, ideally, that's how it should happen.
Well, yeah, that's right.
But it doesn't, because as a media, we go to these press conferences, we ask the questions, they don't fucking answer them, or they obfuscate, or they whatever, and we give them a pass.
Wait a minute. We go to these press conferences.
Talking about the media.
Yeah.
The journalists.
I don't. Like what?
And that's good that you don't.
It's a show.
It's a good that you don't, because you're not going to get any answer. You're right. It's a goddamn show. You go to the press conference and they're blah blah blah, and this is what I'm saying, and then you ask a question, hey, but what about this? And they blah blah blah. They never answer them.
Right.
So you don't get anything from press conferences.
What they're telling you, most of the time is smudged. I don't want to be like this, right? Because there's too much of this in America. They're lying. It's like you're fibbing. You're lazy. You're not doing it. Crime's not down. You can give me that, but I looked into it. So the question that I'm asking isn't how's crime doing. The question I'm asking is, why are these numbers like this? They don't seem to add up.
Jive with the truth.
Because I sat up for 2 days.
Yeah.
Right? Do the job. And you know what? Thanks, Chief. Thanks for coming on. We've been brawling. It's governor, ask the chief. It's respectful, right? But you got to answer the stuff. And then you got to take some proactive steps to fix the stuff.
Well,
now, wait. We'll go.
Yeah, you need to take steps to answer and take proactive steps to fix the stuff. Not if you're lying about the numbers.
Or just ignoring shit or putting out
or ignoring
reports. And you never even looked at the conditions you never looked at the human face.
Right.
I tell you, it's very powerful, Joey. When, here, let's go back to the Facebook post story, whatever. Every young reporter, from Charles Dickens to Jacob Riis to Ellie Bly to Charlie LeDuff, does a homeless story. Because it's new and fascinating, and you're in life, and you're there to learn something and to feel something. Every young reporter does it. I think. We do. It's just a coming of age thing. Do that. And then start connecting the dots. And it will lead you to the penthouse, if that's where you want to be. But Charles Dickens wrote Oliver Twist. Jacob Riis got the tenements and slums in New York cleaned up.
Well, and maybe that's a story that new age reporters today need to be doing. The story hasn't changed in 150 fucking years.
Well, they told us shit changed.
I mean, but it hasn't.
Has people's lives changed? So look, we'll go to the next one, where we go to the press conference. I'll give you the latest on demolition. This baby's getting hot.
Oh, boy.
But speaking of demolition, let's tell you about ADR. Whether it's government or private industry, you're measured by results, supposedly. When it's money, they want results, right? When it's us, we just want a question answered. Not good enough. So get the job done right, on time, on budget. ADR Consultants, 248-318-9424. Don't wait for after-the-fact accounting. Get yourself some experience, advice, ADR has overseen more than $250 million in private and public construction projects since 2001.
They can help you.
ADR is competent. Reduce your costs, increase your bottom line. They're experts in procurement, government compliance. Think about that. Information technology and property management. Go with ADR for your company, your municipality, or law enforcement agency. Shout out to Highland Park Police. ADR. Honest, ethical, smart. Call Barry Ellentuck at 248-318-9424 for a consultation. Ready for some more original journalism?
Absolutely.
I've been busy. This is the No Bullshit News Hour. This is ours. Okay. Remember I keep telling you all about the demolition, the federal money in Detroit. It evaporated, right? The environmental scandal, the grand juries. We're getting nothing.
Right.
Again, it started on Facebook.
The FBI's looking, right?
Oh, no, they're here, right? But it's almost an embarrassment now, Johnny FBI, because it's been 4 years. And what's happening? Because now a new 20 feet tall, at least 2 football fields long, moon pile of demolition dust and debris. They dumped it right in the city, right in the middle, now a couple blocks from a school, next to some restaurants, next to some houses, right? And nobody knows. All the money's gone. All the federal money.
Oh, the people who live there know. They see it.
Who's listening to them? Because
Well, nobody's listening to them.
So I wrote that in Deadline Detroit today. Dear Johnny. Hey, Johnny. Look at this. I wrote you a postcard. It's the Spirit of Detroit statue with a fucking gas mask on it. Because in the suburb, I'm sorry, folks, I don't play with race very much. It's too serious, right? But when things are real, when they become evident to me, I'm going to tell you. We had green ooze leak onto 696 in the suburbs. Green ooze. Man, the press went bananas, right?
Lost their fucking minds.
Everybody went bananas, right?
We were doing stories today about it.
Yeah. Guess what?
Yeah.
The guy had already been sentenced to prison, it turned out.
He's in prison.
Now he's in prison and fined $1.5 million.
Right.
For one green ooze site. In Detroit, you can see this mound of possibly no legal issues. I'm not saying this thing could be asbestos contaminated, lead contaminated.
You don't know what it is.
Remember we did the story about the big apartment complex in Rashida Tlaib's district that they tore down without taking the asbestos out? Football fields of dust. Right? That's what Detroit's getting. That's what children there are getting. And this isn't getting anything.
No play.
Why? The poison's more.
Well, and the green ooze coming out on 696, it didn't really affect anybody. I just drove by.
Let's vacuum it up and move on.
Right.
But it looks.
But this affects people.
Well,
They're living next to it.
It all affects
Well,
us. Let's be for real, man. I'm against the green ooze.
Well, sure.
And guys doing that and walking away, but that's been the history of this place.
Right.
Kids grow up in it. All the kids, right? So let's all get together. Johnny fed lawman 2 grand juries, public corruption, bada, 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 bada. Now it turns out this contractor, who it belongs to, had done it before.
And is in jail for it.
No. I'm talking about the demolition.
Oh, you're talking about the demolition
piling it up.
pile.
It's illegal. The city caught him in 2014 doing it.
How does that fucking happen?
Busted him, right? And then let him continue. How does that work?
Oh, boy.
By the way, suburbs, people around the country, you pay for it. That's federal money. We expect more. Okay? Now, that's Rashida Tlaib's district. She's in Iowa. That's Gary Peters and Debbie Stabenow's district. They're playing impeachment theater. That's Gretchen Whitmer's district. She's doing the morning shows. That's Dana Nessel's district. But the AG's trying to figure out what the hell she's doing in Flint. And you know who the city council member is? Whose district that is? Do you? It's Rat Fink Gabe Leland, who's waiting for his public corruption trial.
Right.
Why does Detroit get this? Why do we all get this?
And why is the only one calling out Gabe Leland, Joe DeMarco?
Because I told him to do it.
No, I understand that. But nobody else is fucking calling him out. And, dude, you're responsible for this shit.
God damn it. Somebody needs to go to prison.
Yeah.
That's $250 million that's been squandered, but we keep getting reporters that the mayor picks out of the blue to walk around and talk about how terrific it is. They're up Schitt's Creek. If you have to on this one, suck up your pride. Go ahead and read them and do it for the betterment. And by the way, yeah, everybody was out there with a TV camera. But then they quit on it. Go to Deadline Detroit. You'll read how outrageous this is.
Well, and, you know, as a citizen, a person who's listening to this, who is outraged, vote. Vote these fuckers out of office.
Vote for what?
Not for Duggan.
Vote for what? Same shit. Vote for what?
You know?
Vote for, yeah, I know. I'm going to vote.
Yeah.
Try a third party. Fuck it. Jesus. You know, I didn't even want to get into this today, but real quick, you know, after the State of the Union, and then after the rebuttal by the governor, because I wanted to see the governor, they had Buttigieg on, right? Mayor Pete Buttigieg, who they proclaimed the winner of Iowa. The press did, and Buttigieg did himself, right?
Well, he did immediately. He declared.
Yeah, he took credit for it.
And turns out he was right.
He was wrong. He didn't win. Did you see the latest today?
I saw the latest today. They had him at it was 22.1 or whatever.
Sanders won it, but we don't even know if Sanders won it because the chairman of the Democratic National Committee,
Perez,
is calling for a fucking recount.
A recanvass.
However you do that with a fucking caucus, come on, Iowa, just vote. 1 potato, 2 potato. Or we'll go to Idaho and let them go first. Because they do potatoes good.
And that's the ridiculousness of the caucus.
No, we're not going there.
Yeah,
what we're doing
there. Whatever.
I don't want to talk that. You can go home and watch TV and talk that.
I will.
This, dude, this. The media, again, and the political parties. It's a farce. We're back to 2016. We can't count. The polls are wrong. The media's jumping the gun. You don't declare anybody a winner with 60% of the vote. Wait.
Well, I don't think the media called it.
Oh, yes,
they did. Well, they may have been acquiescing to it because they let Buttigieg come out and say he was the winner.
Bob, thank you so much for that fine point. They acquiesced. We as regular people read it like Buttigieg won. Now we're like, he didn't win? You feel that way, Joey? Yeah. There you go. Thanks for that. Come on. Just wait. Why did the biggest daily newspaper in Michigan declare Hillary the winner in Michigan 30 minutes after the polls closed and it wasn't right? Do the work. We're counting on you. You know what?
We are counting on them, and they're screwing the pooch.
Come on, Johnny. Johnny Fed. Here's the deal. That moon pile of stuff is demolition, the landlord told me so, from the federal housing project. You know, the money. That shit's supposed to be in a landfill because we paid for it to be in a landfill. But it ain't in a landfill. Huh.
Well, that's because the contractor ain't got to pay for the landfill. He shouldn't dump it.
Well, maybe.
Make more money.
Maybe. Do your journalism standards. It's unclear.
Allegedly.
This is what the investigation's looking at. This is the train they're following. These are the things that I found. Anyway, if you want a nice house, a good house, you're going to need a mortgage.
Yes,
and that's
you
why
are.
you're going to call Hall Financial. Look, interest rates are like 4, plus or minus, right? Take advantage of it. You can also take care of lingering high-interest credit card debt. What am I talking about? I'm talking about calling 248-308-5000 or going to davidhallmortgage.com. Talk to them. Talk to them about lowering your bills. Talk to them about getting some equity out of your house. Talk to them about taking advantage of near historically low interest rates. They don't stay there forever.
And they will take care of you.
Yes. So the smart idea is to call the company with over 1,000 5-star reviews They're trying to get to 10,000. Bob is one of those 5-star reviewers.
I am indeed.
Right?
They did right by me.
They've been averaging 10 days from start to finish for listeners that have applied for a refinance of their mortgage, and that's at Hall Financial, 248-308-5000, or go to davidhallmortgage.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS number 1467435. Now, let's wrap up this show. Speaking of jail, hello, Flint. Nobody went to jail on the water stuff.
Nope.
Poisoning debacle, right? But somebody might be going to jail soon. Eric Mays, city council member. Eric Mays. Hey, Bob, where's the drop? You were fucking with it all pre-show.
Bullshit.
That Eric Mays. Okay, so here's the deal.
Bullshit.
Let me just do this. Eric got into a... What's that? Okay. Eric got into a bar brawl after he was removed from yet another Flint City Council meeting.
God love him.
I'm just going to start with the statement from the mayor's office, who's also a friend of the show, okay? I'll just read it, and then you should explain it. Yet again, there are reports of even more inexcusable behavior by Councilman Eric Mays. You there, Eric?
Yeah, but it ain't inexcusable behavior.
Wait, let me just read it. Listen.
Well, I'm just saying, I don't like all game shows. If it's a real radio show, let's talk about it.
Well, Eric, I'm trying to let the people know.
It's reminding me of a council meeting.
Okay, wait. Let me just do this, right? Because this is all they're going to say. Because I have to do it anyway. And then we go. And then you just write down the notes like, that's bullshit. And that, all right? Because, look, come on. This behavior is shameful and he is an embarrassment. We hope City Council will intervene to stop Mays' ongoing mistreatment and harassment of City Flint employees. The incident came after Mays was removed from a meeting of the City Council for disorderly conduct. It is the second meeting in a row in which Mays was removed. Mays was obviously angry during the meeting and was removed with the assistance of members of the public. Duval Murdoch, a member of the mayor's staff, was off work and at a local bar when Mays arrived. Murdoch said Mays unleashed a series of insults and threats of violence at him, including, I am going to whoop your, I'm thinking, ass. Mays then approached Murdoch in a hostile fashion and Murdoch defended himself. The police were called and Mays was asked to leave the establishment. Murdoch was allowed to stay. Murdoch has filed a criminal report against Mays. Sir, is that what happened?
First, let me ask you this question,
yes,
Charlie.
Mm-hmm.
How much time is this interview?
5 minutes.
Okay, then don't call me
10 minutes
with no false bullshit.
No.
For a 5-minute interview.
No, 10.
None of it. Let me finish. You taking away my 2 minutes. You remind me of a goddamn council meeting. Can I speak uninterrupted? Did you see how I listened to you? Just common etiquette.
Yeah, but you were just going to put me down, and I'm just all I'm doing is just getting.
I've never been able to not talk. I thought once I got elected, I had still freedom of speech.
You do.
You know.
Well, how long does it say I didn't do it?
I just had to look.
How you know what I did and didn't do? You don't put words in my daggone mouth. You don't want to hear nothing I gotta say. But this is some bullshit because you call and read something that's a lie and won't even listen to the real person.
Wait, hold on a second, dude. Eric, hold on a second. As I explained to you, I gotta read that anyway because that's all that you know.
Okay, well, let me respond and
exactly.
Don't call me. You don't have to call me. I'm busy. I ain't got time for this bullshit.
What are you talking about? Look, we're calling you. I get that.
Question or you want to hang up the phone?
Go on. I did it. I go.
All right. Well, how do you answer that?
This is ridiculous.
What is your side of that?
On the news?
Come on. What's your side of that?
The question.
Yeah. What's your side of that?
First of all, when you look at the film, all our council meetings is recorded. And that means if you understand Robert's rules and council rules, I've been illegally removed from meetings. I don't care if it takes 2 years to find out what's legal and illegal. Mm-hmm. It's took me 5 years, and I'm still working on the water crisis. People been gone. Now, as far as me walking in a club or a bar insulting somebody, no, I didn't. I got my ass whooped. Ain't fought nobody. Ain't expected to get jumped on. Ain't been in no physical alteration in 40 years. So I don't care what no press release say. I don't care if you want to make your show famous messing with Mays. I ain't got time for it. We will litigate. We will prove. We will subpoena. We will investigate. This ain't no clown show.
Well, exactly. Well, so here's the thing, Eric. We actually do work together. So if you're really going to me now and saying, hey, it's a clown show, no, let me finish this. I got to do that legally because, you know, people don't come on and say this guy did it to me. You got to get an answer from the other side. So as we were calling you, I'm going to read that. They don't want to come on. That's what we're going to read. That's all. That's all. Because I'm calling you, there ain't shit getting done for the people of Flint in terms of their justice. We could also talk about the budget
drinking water.
And the future, but just the justice of it. And this is all we're getting out of there. So you're right about that. You're right about the business of the water crisis. But see what it's turning into? So fine. You didn't do it? You're 62 years old. How old's this guy?
I don't know how old he is, but I'm a senior citizen. Normally, we got a Genesee County Sheriff's Department that talks about elder abuse, and people is having fun with my health as I sat out at Hurley Hospital, beat up to 5:30 in the morning, jumped on as a public official. And it has nothing to do with me illegally being removed from council meetings by police, Gestapo-style tactics like dictators and the emergency managers and ignorant council folks. Charlie, I used to look up at you and say you would get in the middle of it and find out the truth. Well, the truth of the matter is we have been getting stuff done. I had a lot to do with the strategy to declare the emergency, which brought presidents and hundreds of millions of dollars in Flint. I done brought civil lawyers in from Trishelle Young, teaming up with Napoli Skolnick, and lawyers are litigating.
Mm-hmm.
I've just seen on the news that they fighting over a change of venue as it relates to Veolia. I done helped get a $12 million deficit as finance chair with Huey Newsom, who is now the chief financial officer for Wayne County, from a $12 million deficit to a $24 million fund balance. And I'm here to tell you we done changed 20-some thousand pipes that was led with federal and state money. And I'm appalled that I can still be in the middle of work fighting and people calling trying to belittle my work, my reputation, talking about can't get nothing done. We done got some done. I will continue to get some done. When I become ineffective, I'll retire. I'll end by saying this and taking a breath. If people are lying, people don't want to subpoena people. People don't want to work together as a council because they ignorant and I'm smart. And then now if they want to sick somebody on me to beat me up and get headlines, I'll wait. And you wait, Charlie. I will prove I ain't hit nobody. I ain't did nothing wrong. I've been done wrong and people eating popcorn laughing. And I will fight, and win.
Have you filed a complaint?
Come and left. Yeah, I'm the one called the police. Get the 911 tape. I'm cussing. Talking about something I've been jumped on. I'm not playing. I don't file false police reports. I filed a complaint. They filed complaints after me, trying to cover their ass and giving false press releases about what happened. The mayor wasn't even there. He might have sent this man to whoop my ass.
Well, that's absolutely, that's as I was saying, that is the release out of City Hall. So when you let people listen to it, they know what it is. Thanks, Eric. Good luck with it.
Hey, Charlie.
Yeah.
You didn't really hear me cuss. We know each other over the years, but sometimes you have to flavor it up to knock off that negative bullshit.
You're right, dude.
Well said.
You're right. Listen, and I know you got. I know you got.
No council person should talk like that. Get him off of that air. But no, I'm telling you the truth. I'm more concerned about telling the truth, going to heaven, being transparent, and continuing to work. Believe me, I take calls and handle the resident business. Those council meetings is turning into a circus. And the way, if they don't fire this guy, and you got somebody running around City Hall like a gangster beating up people, it won't be the last of it from me.
All right, look, watch out for yourself, and you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, thanks for being on, dude.
Hey, Charlie, thanks for having me, and thanks for letting me do it my way. In 5 minutes, you have to cuss, fuss, and then say, God bless you.
All right, brother. We'll talk to you, man.
All right.
Bye. I did he think like
Bullshit.
Say what?
Bullshit.
One more time?
Bullshit.
I think he thought like the call was over,
I think he did.
and we were just talking. He's like, little bit of theater there, a little panache.
But I mean,
But I know why. Yeah, I know why he want. I think he was doing some theater.
well, I think it was.
Yeah.
I mean, and he believes that, but you got into a fight with the guy at the bar. I mean,
Well, who did what?
that happened, right? Well, regardless of who did what or what it was about, it happened.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, why? That shit's getting crazy up there, man. Tension's running high, and I know.
Well, yeah.
Look, we know Eric. We know he's been taken out of there before.
Friend of the show.
He did the Nazi salute, and he,
Well,
yelling
yeah.
he's done a lot of stuff. But, I will say that the guy works hard. I've been with him. Look,
He's on behalf of Flint residents,
yeah, I'm telling you, man.
for sure,
And
which is what you want.
And he's
to
also the
represent.
guy pointing out, hey, we got $600 million here, supposedly. Where the fuck is it? We only put $25 million into the water pipes.
Right.
Where'd the rest of the money go?
The other $575 million.
He's an interesting guy. He does work hard. And Flint, that's on you.
Oh, yeah.
How you feel about it. But glad we have an open line and not just a statement sent to us. So you give him that,
Sure.
right? Because I know what he's saying. It's easy to do a statement and say whatever the fuck you want.
Sure, but I mean, that wasn't fair criticism because you need to read the other side, the statement from the other side.
Yeah.
And then here we're giving you an opportunity to respond to it.
Yeah.
You know,
Because that's what we do. Because no
That's what we
bullshit.
do. No bullshit.
All right, let's get out, man. Joey, I hope you're feeling better, bro. You're not going to be here next week? No, I'm not sure. You take as long as you need, man. All right? Really, seriously, take care of yourself. Bob?
Take care of yourself.
It's Miller time?
It is.
Okay. All right, everybody, remember, try to love one another.
One day a friend took me aside and said I had to leave you for buying something from a friend. They say I've done wrong for protecting the name of a man. They say you'll have to leave you. So now I'm bidding you farewell for much too long. And here's a song to sing for every man inside. If he can hear you sing, it's an open door. There's not a rich man there who couldn't pay his way and buy the freedom that's a high price for the poor. Kids in Texas, smoking grass. 10-year sentence comes to pass. Misdemeanor in Ann Arbor. Ask the judge why. Another friend said to her kids,